right. We are back with another fantasy fishing breakdown. This time for the granddaddy of them all. Some folks even call this, well, no, they don't call this. They call the Super Bowl the Bassmaster Classic of football. That's right, folks. It is time for the Bassmaster Classic. Let's go. We got Bob joining us, and then tonight we also have Stewart, Coach Stewart, and Second Take K9. Greg, he's got his logo on. He hadn't sent it to me, so I can't put it up on the screen for y'all and get his website going, but he's a big supporter of the channel, so give him some love. All right, y'all. Let's get into it. We fished in Texas. Now we move in a little bit further north and gonna fish the championship from last year. So we got to kind of retool what's going on. Before we get started, I'm gonna ask y'all. How do y'all feel that the championship is in the next season? Because to me, we're an angler that could have a strong year, could have this long break, and then start the next season poorly and just not have the momentum that they would have had if it would have just finished a season, normal. What do y'all think about that?
I think I was watching Scott Canterbury, Chris Aldain, Scott Martin. I don't know. Somebody talked about that where they liked how it was a little bit later this year, being in March versus February, one of the first events usually.
Yeah.
Because now they've got, or feel like they have a
back in the swing of it. Yeah.
Well, not only back in the swing of it, but knowing they got all their equipment dialed in. A lot of these guys, even though they're the best in the world, just get their boats wrapped and just get their sponsor batteries in, or just get their new set of graphs or whatever. All this stuff's new, and they're getting it rigged up the week before, 2 weeks before the tournament, hadn't logged enough hours on all that stuff to make sure it's all dialed in and have it set up the way they want. So, to your point, I would like it to be in the fall.
They've in the past, before I was even aware that pro fishing was a thing, it was in the fall. They've moved it around to try different times of the year, and I don't know exactly why they've picked. I'm assuming they're trying to pick this time of year because hopefully there's some big mamas and they can catch some good weights.
Fish, bigger bags.
I think you're just competing with a whole lot less stuff going on this time of year. Because in the fall, you've got college football, pro football, deer hunting season. Most people are geared up, ready to fish. Your diehard fans they're fishing right now, and have been fishing since January. And
how many times you been fishing?
Right in the meat. I coach baseball.
How many times have you been fishing this year?
I'm more of a summertime, fall time guy.
Exactly.
But most people that get to fish. So I think viewership and interest in general. And then.
Is that because you're in the South? Because the folks up north are just hoping the ice breaks up, or wishing the ice would stay around longer so they could keep fishing that. I don't know.
I would just have to assume that this is where they get the best ratings, the biggest crowds.
Speaking of the best ratings, the last two tournaments have been the best ratings for Bass Live and online interaction. They've put out a couple things, but a couple of posts on social media. That's the best they've ever been, and it's probably because of Ben Milliken, huh?
He's probably brought a whole lot of new viewers to the Elite Series.
Yeah, I think. I believe. And is that Jaboom?
That's the Jaboom.
Oh man, don't be throwing that out there on the live, dude.
I'm gonna put it on them tomorrow.
I know, but that's supposed to be the secret, dude. We ain't supposed to be sharing that around. Oh, let me get my phone out so we can get into what we're actually here to do. But Greg, what do you think on the when the championship for last season is a quarter of the way through the next season? How do you feel about that?
What y'all said. I think what y'all said is it's the. I think bigger bags is more exciting. You know, the bigger the fish, more people talk. You know, I think Stu's got a point. Like, there's a lot of fishermen that hunt too. You know. And a lot of people just hang up everything to go hunting for them old deer, them bucks. But I just think it's big fish, bigger bags, more exciting. That's what I would have to say. But I'm not sure, you know.
Yeah, but
follow the money though, right? Follow the money, wherever you get the most ratings.
Yeah,
don't they have to deal with?
They should start running a football series then, not fishing.
Well, picture this. I'm just trying to say, I'm trying to use common sense and logic. Maybe somebody hear this and be like, "Man, this guy kind of." Let's see what
the people in the comments are saying about this common sense and logic.
Two things.
Yep.
The two biggest reveals or release dates for bass fishing are the Bassmaster Classic and the trade show. What do they call it?
ICAST.
ICAST, right? Well, ICAST is in the fall.
I think everything used to be ICAST.
So now
and social media and stuff has kind of moved it to where it's not as important to be at the releasing everything at ICAST.
Well, now you get two different times.
What about Red Crest?
Big reveals. What is that?
That's the other championship. That's not the NPFL. That's the Bass Pro Tour.
Oh, yeah.
MLF championship.
Yeah.
The Dustin Connell Invitational from now on is what it's going to be.
Yeah, I saw that Dustin Connell won. And there was tens of people there during their post-game interviews. Tens of them.
We're not here to hate.
Yeah.
I'm not hating. I'm just saying there was tens of people.
Yeah, stating some facts. Maybe. I don't know. I didn't watch it. I turned it off. With like 10 minutes to go, or I don't know, something. I mean, he had like twice as many pounds as anyone else.
About 30 pounds. How exciting!
It was pretty exciting. Like I went. What did I do? Maybe I went and took a shower or went to the bathroom or something. And I walked back in and I hear the announcer like, "Oh, Takahiro Mori's making a move. His time is right for him right now." And I'm like, "Oh man, what? Just like did he just go like on a flurry?" Yeah, he moved from like 5th to 4th place. And they were selling it as like this huge thing. He's still 40 pounds behind the leader. I was like, what are we doing?
The ship has got to sink.
I hope it doesn't, because I don't know.
I hope it doesn't either. I try to like it. I try every year to enjoy MLF, and I can't. There's nothing they can do.
Yes, they can. They can bring back the original TV show that they did.
And great show. Still would enjoy watching it, but heck, you got to have three, 4 different streaming platforms to watch that show. You can't just turn it on. You know.
That's all right. That's true. Very true. Have y'all watched any of the team series stuff?
No.
I watched the very first one, the very first like pilot, and it was amazing. It was awesome, but I don't have cable, so I don't get to watch those.
Very few people have cable anymore, and everybody's going to streaming, which I don't know if it's the best way, but it's definitely you get more bang for your buck is something you always say, Bob.
Yeah, I mean, you get to pick what you want to watch, when you want to watch it. You know, it's kind of like going to a movie theater now. Like, who really does that? But if you do, you better bring some Mountain Dew. That's all I'm going to say. Hey,
Let's get
let's
into
go.
this thing so I can go to bed.
Oh boy. All right, here we go. Bassmaster Classic,
If it ain't dirty jigs, it ain't nothing.
presented by Bass Pro Shops. It's the Bass Pro Shops Bassmaster Classic, presented by GSM Outdoors. We got a lot of stuff going on here. At the Grand Lake the Cherokees.
Grand Lake the Cherokees.
The Great Lake, right?
Mm-hmm. And I heard,
Not to be confused with Grand Bayou.
speaking of Grand Bayou, that's a
Smoked
lake.
them, huh?
That's a good lake.
I like that lake.
Me too.
There goes Stu.
Black and blue. That's all you need.
Ooh.
One jig.
So I actually have been sitting on something on Grand Bayou that I'm not going to divulge the whole thing to, but it was my first time to really idle flats and find ditches. And when I say flats, I'm talking about shallow flats. And then just running across ditches that were and I was able to go back and forth and zigzag on it and, kind of play connect the dots and make sure I was casting at a bunch of different angles toward the ditch and was able to catch bass out of ditches. And that was really good. And of course, I haven't been able to get into a tournament over there, but
I was in the tournament over there, and the winners weighed in like 49 pounds. I watched them like 50, 75 yards away double up on a 10 and an 8.
The spot you just fished, right?
The spot I had just gone through didn't have no bites, nothing. We just kind of zipped around and was just trolling through that flat. And these dudes ran over there, just shut it down, and went to casting a rattle trap. And put it on them. I mean, they caught like a 6. No, what do you mean? What do you mean? GSM, they're hosting the Classic.
Yeah, but you know what I mean.
But yeah, they like the first cast like a 6. And I'm like, oh man. And then the next cast, the other guy's like, oh, I got one. Oh, it's a good one. And the guy cast out, he's like, I got one too. And they get him up to the boat. He's like, get yours. Yours is bigger. Get it in the net first, then we'll get mine. I was like, what in the world? What is going on over there? And
shout out Hunter Martinez, caught a 13-pounder out of there.
What? With his hands?
No, not with his hands.
Like with a bait and lure?
With a June bug worm. Old monster. Just drifting around out by the dam.
Yeah, man. I ain't heard from that dude in a while. Let's talk some fantasy.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's get into it. The 2024 Bass Pro Shops Bassmaster Classic. We are here to talk some fantasy fishing. Let me add this on here so folks can kind of see what we're talking about. But here is our group standings. King Louie is in first. Big Bass Bob. That's me. Stewart's in 5th. And Greg, you're down there in 7th.
I know. Where's King Louie at? I need his input.
Yeah, he's out camping. Probably doesn't have any cell phone service. Here we go. Drain the Lake standings. Where are we? I am down in 6th. Greg is 7th. Man. And Stu is down there in 12th. Boy, you 11. Man. Let's get back to fantasy. All right, folks. Here we go. I'm going to click on my name so you guys can kind of see who my roster is. Of course, it's able to be changed. Let me scroll on down here. And I'll just go ahead and get it started with the Group A, which I'm looking at it here has only got 39.5%. Jason Christie. I would feel like he would be the overall, just like home run. That's who I'm picking, number one. But I can show the whole roster right there. So I got Jason Christie. How about Stewart? Who you got? Group A.
Jason Christie. He
almost won it there.
Yeah.
Till Edwin Evers. Well, really, Edwin Evers caught him, but then that dude on the bank hollered out.
Yeah. Spun him out a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm just picking Jason Christie. I feel like you got to. They don't call him the most feared man in fishing for no reason. No, that's Hackney. What do they call him?
You know what happened last tournament with the Livesey Invitational?
Yeah, he bombed it.
That's fishing.
Wait, what happened?
The Lee Livesey Invitational. He bombed it at Fork.
Yeah, I talked to him.
That's no big deal.
I talked to him. Yeah, I talked to him at the. I went over there to the weigh-ins because they had like all the tents set up. I don't know if that's. I guess that's how they do it at all of them, but Yamaha had a big tent set up, so all the Yamaha guys were there, and Cooper got to get their autographs on his shirt and take pictures. And I talked to two of my guys at the tent.
Heck yeah.
That were on my roster, Lee Livesey and the Australian from down under. Both of which that didn't fare too well in that tournament. But they both apologized. I said, "You don't owe me any." Like I'm gonna pick people that I think can win, and I'm gonna cheer for you. So
yeah.
But they were like, "Oh man, I'm sorry. I didn't." I was like, "Man, you don't have to tell me that. You don't owe me anything. I just enjoy watching the fishing and pulling for you when I pick you on my team." Greg, who you got in Group A?
I'm gonna go with Plotnik.
Brandon Polinick. All right, there you go. Mm-hmm. Come a little bit different.
He's really good. Not a bad pick.
He was at the Yamaha deal too. There you go. They're all at Yamaha. I guess that's because.
Did you get to talk to him?
Mercury. I did.
Did you get to talk to him?
Yeah, sure did. It was kind of neat. I mean, obviously, those guys all wish they were out fishing and getting a bigger paycheck or getting a paycheck at all for some of them, but no, it was kind of neat.
They're making it just fine.
That's right. That's why they got them sponsors.
That's right.
All right, Group B, Stuart, why don't you start us out? Although we're looking at mine, but that's fine.
I picked Corey Johnson. It's very clear and evident no matter what stage of the fish you're in, you can utilize forward-facing sonar. Scott Martin won a tournament fishing for blimps on Okeechobee and finished third looking for blimps at Santee Cooper. So I feel like you better pick somebody that has that in their arsenal. But at the same time, up there, they could very well not be as big a factor. Forward-facing sonar, so you need guys that can do both. And I think Jason Christie, who I picked a bucket A, can do both. And obviously, Corey Johnson's really good, really competitive, and really wants to win. I think he really fishes to win. So I'm picking Corey Johnson right here in Group B. Back-to-back Canadians, Bassmaster Classic champions.
Ooh.
It's my pick to win it, Corey Johnson.
I was almost going to pick it like a all Japanese team for this thing, actually. I mean, I was really close to just to pick that one, this one, this. Greg, who you got in bucket B?
Pretty good, huh?
Do what?
I said all the Japanese folks have been. I'm going to go with Ben Milliken. I feel like he's been fishing well.
I like it. He has been fishing really well. I think he's leading AOY, isn't he?
I think so.
I think he and what's his face are tied.
Koya?
No. McKinney, the kid that just won.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's a little too early to talk about all the AOI stuff, but yeah, if he's leading it, he's fishing good for sure.
Yeah, both were in Texas, which is his current home state. I know he's from Nebraska, but
Yeah.
I think it's a good choice. I mean, Stuart's talking about live scoping. He's made a YouTube career and now making a pro fishing career on doing just that.
Good for him.
Throwing.
Self-made. Had a dream and chased it and is successful.
That's right.
That's right.
And then I am going with Stetson Blaylock.
Good.
I don't know how close Benton, Arkansas is to Grand Lake, but I felt like he's fairly regional. Close to, got to be the same longitude or latitude, whatever goes east-west. I don't know. I'm not in history in 4th grade anymore. But yeah, I felt like, well, wherever he fishes probably fishes similar to what Grand Lake's going to fish.
Well, he just does good in a variety of different areas. He's won on the tidal river before, tidal water.
Greg, 42%.
Yeah, I'm going.
Me, 23%, and then
Corey, 3.3.
yeah, he usually got the low man on the whole. Oh no, there's a 1.6 and 1.5. I can say
Yeah, Lee Livesey, he ain't a bad pick either at 1.6.
no.
None of these.
I mean, there's no bad picks in the classics, and
Right.
I will like to say that our group has had probably our worst start to fantasy fishing that we've ever had, where we've had a handful of 1,000+ point people per tournament. I mean, like 1 or 2 each tournament has been over 1,000, and that's it. Usually we got
1,200. You better have 1,200. Average that to win the league.
yeah. Well, maybe not this year. I mean, right now the average is probably around 850. So if you can average a 900, you might be able to win this one.
Well, our winner's always been in the 99th percentile.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. But this is our best overall point total every year because there are only 50 or so anglers. Maybe there's a couple more than that. I don't know the exact numbers, but the worst place you can get is like around 50. So if you got the last 5 place guys, you're still getting decent points.
Yeah, so this one's different. You need 1,500 in this one to say you had a good week, not 1,200.
That's right. All right, Greg, you're going to lead us with Group C.
Let's see what we got.
Yep.
If we didn't have this podcast, Greg would be just like he was the last couple of years and not
Who'd
even
you pick?
pick a team in 2 or 3 events.
No, you're telling us who you picked first.
This is to hate on Greg.
No, it's
No.
the truth on Greg.
I know. I'm going with. I'm gonna go with.
Come on,
I
Castledine,
gotta
let's
with one
go.
Louisiana boy. I'm going with Tyler Vitt.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
It's a good pick.
He's been fishing good the last 2 years.
Yeah,
we'll see.
especially at the start of the season. He's been really strong.
We'll see. We'll see if it's a good pick.
Yep. All right. I went with another Arkansas angler for the same reason as got to fish the same kind of.
Yeah, his latitude or longitude's got to be similar.
Right. So I went with Joey Cifuentes, 3. But I don't know. I did almost go with Koya Fujita.
Mm-hmm.
And I see he's ranking in at 44.3, so I might need to change. Give me a higher percentage pick here. Stuart, who you got?
Jay Shakurit. I don't know if he's ever been there before. I just hope he does well.
Yeah, you're going the King Louis style. I see here. Get these smallmouth fishermen.
They catch fish.
It worked for him at Lake Fork.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
can't say. I mean, he won our group.
You know, he has. When I went to change my bucket A pick and thought I clicked the deal and didn't have a bucket A pick, and that guy ended up finishing in the top 5, but whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Counting, huh?
That's right. All right, Group D. I'll go first on this one. I picked Pat Schlapper, but I picked about 3 or 4 other folks in the group before I settled on him, and maybe I'm not quite settled on him. I don't. This group was. I don't know. This one was a lot more difficult. I had Taku, right? I mean,
Taku's going to come through.
He probably will, and I probably need to switch to him. But yeah, I went with Pat Schlapper. I think those guys from Minnesota, Wisconsin are very adaptable. They can fish a huge variety of styles. So if I don't know what Grand Lake is going to look like right now, what it's going to be, if the cold front's coming in or not, I haven't even looked at the weather. But I don't know. Those guys seem to just be consistent up there. Stuart, who you got?
I'm going with Cooper Gallant. He's just a rock solid angler, a lot of try. They say, everybody talks about his work ethic and his practice habits and how locked in on just fishing that he is. Once again, I look at this list, and Clark Wendelet was hard for me not to pick.
Yeah.
Just because Grand Lake is such an old lake. It's such an old tournament lake, I should say, that there's no doubt on this list, I would assume that Clark Wendelet has the most history on it, and I don't know that for sure.
See, now you say that, and this is the craziest thing I have ever seen or heard. But Scott Martin fished Toledo Bend for the first time ever this year.
Yeah.
How? What? How's that possible?
I don't know.
And then, not only that,
and look where he finished.
One of his roommates,
Canterbury or Area?
Canterbury, was his first time also. And I was just like, these guys have been pros forever. Did FLW just never go to Toledo Bend?
Must not have.
Yeah.
So they've never fished on a lake, or is it never fished a tournament on that lake?
No, I think it was the first time ever they fished it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Which, blew my mind. It just seems like I just assume that these pros fish these
big lakes, huh?
Big lakes, like these, historic lakes, and just, even if it's just on passing, on my way to another tournament or something, I'm going to stop. It's off limits as I'm getting into Fish Sam Rayburn. Well, I'm just going to hit Toledo Bend. But evidently that doesn't happen. They all just know how to catch them. All right. Who we up to? Greg, did you already tell us?
Taco E2.
Taco E2? What about Hunter Shryock? I'm looking at him right now.
I mean, he always ends up having a couple of top fives and being with a chance to win. He always does, every year.
I think I'm going to switch it right now, actually. I'm going to go to him. Now watch Schlapper win the whole thing. Hey, good for him.
Yeah.
All right, and then Stuart's going to lead us off on Group E.
I picked a guy that I've met. He fished the opens, I think the first year they had to fish all 9. I don't know, but I remember sitting at the on the docks of the Red River, talking with David Gaston, Greg Hackney, and Keith Poche. They were in the top 10 on the Red River on an open one time, and so after I met him, I kind of followed.
Was there just a buzz around Keith Poche at that time?
Yeah, there's a little bit of buzz around old Poche. Yeah. But the next, it was that day that I think he got to a spot and seen that somebody had kind of screwed with how he was getting that little backwater.
Yep.
But he was in high hopes. Greg Hackney was actually messing with him, saying, "You better you need to let us all go out first with that little 40 horsepower or whatever you got on there, trying to get out of the chute that they were putting in on." But I don't know. So, because he was in his little boat, but
I think that's just his boat, the Gator Tracks.
Well, he's got the 21-footer and he's got the little one. He's got both boats.
Yeah, but I don't think he can't switch through a tournament season.
No, he has to fish out of the same one the whole time. So he fished out of the little one for the opens, and on the Bass Pro Tour he fished out of the big one.
Oh, he did? I always thought he just went with the little one.
No, he was fishing out of the big one on the Bass Pro Tour. But and they may let him switch boats on the Bass Pro Tour. Who knows? I mean, like they kind of do whatever they want to do over there.
That's right. Even if it says it in the rules, he still might switch it.
Yeah.
It's like, don't do that again.
Yeah. Unless your name's Sheffield. So, anyway, I digress. I picked David Gaston. I think he can catch him a lot of different ways, and he's the most recognizable name for me on this list. I don't know any of the other ones. I'm sure they're all very good and capable anglers. I know Tyler Williams, the guy that I see you got highlighted, is at 43%, and what's David Gaston at 4.9. So I've got a lot of low percentage deals, but I mean, I know it's only week 3 or tournament 3 of the year, but I'm so far down the list, I'm like, well, screw it. I'm just going to go for the top deal every week and try to get one of the prize packages like you got last year. And even if you finish last in the league, it really don't matter. But
That's right. Those are some good prize packages last year.
I'm going big or going to the house, and I might be going to the house, but ain't nothing but a thing. But I have confidence that everybody I picked, they're all Bassmaster Classic qualifiers, so I don't know why this goes without saying. But I think all 5 of these guys could win the tournament. The one that I think has the least likely chance to win it would probably be David Gaston. But he was a rookie on the Elite Series last year, and he qualified for the Classic. So he must be pretty daggum good. And so every time I had a chance to tune into him, I always made sure, like I checked his weights, whenever I was just following through on Bass Track or whatever, just checking during the tournaments, I'd always make sure I tried to find his name. So I followed him because I've met him and shook his hand and wished him luck, all that kind of good stuff. So I cheer for him.
Heck yeah.
So that's who I'm picking.
Heck yeah. I like it. Greg, who you got for – Greg's not even here.
I'm going with Kyle Patrick.
Where's Greg?
I'm right here. Can you hear me?
Oh, okay.
You see me?
Yeah, there you are. Just like aimlessly wandering around your garage.
He's getting his stuff ready to go to Bussy Break tomorrow and catch another 8-pounder.
Right.
Yeah, what would you throw tomorrow? What's
Whatever
the first thing you throw tomorrow?
I went there.
I'd put the jaboom on to me, but
give him the jaboom, son.
That's so fun.
Depends. What are the conditions?
Kyle Patrick. It's going to be cold, and it's going to be windy.
there you go.
Spinnerbait.
Huh?
Spinnerbait.
That's what I got tied on. Spinnerbait, a chatterbait.
Chatterbait get hung up there.
Nah, I fished a good bit of it. It's been pretty good. But
Chatterbait's been killing it over there.
It has. So 11.6 get caught with a chatterbait, Stu.
Mm-hmm.
Tie one on.
Tie 3 of them on.
Guess what color?
Red. Fire craw. Everybody knows that.
Right.
Come on.
Fire crawl.
All right.
Kyle Patrick.
My pick, Elite Series rookie, right? Tyler Williams.
He's gonna put a jig in his hand and go to work.
That's all he fishes with is a jig. When he switches it up, he just switches colors, black and blue to brown, or brown to black and blue. So that's what he said. He was. So what if they're not biting a jig? What are you gonna do? Throw a jig? Okay. So clearly, the dude, if that's all he fishes with, and made it through the 9 tournament series, he's pretty good with a jig, right?
Yeah, and I think they catch him on a jig at Grand Lake. I mean,
Maybe that's why he's got such a high percentage.
Because they have a chance to catch them around docks, and they have a chance to catch some sight fish, have a chance to catch them.
Who's going to be fishing up where Christie won it? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Who's going to be fishing up that river where them logs?
Where they going that far, you think?
Huh?
Are they going that far?
They're going to go to where the fish are.
I mean, there was a 36-pound bag caught out of there. That Classic. I mean, I don't know time of year. Maybe it was a different time of year, but
they're going to wreck them because they can see them. They're going to wreck them. They're going. Scott Canterbury quote: "They're going to catch what lives there, and 30-pound sacks live there. Somebody's going to catch a 30-pound sack."
There you go.
In the Classic.
There you go. Well, if that's the case, then what we just said, then I might need to move my weight up. But I have my weight set at 48 pounds and 12 ounces. It's a 3-day tournament.
48 pounds, Bob? Spawn, pre-spawn?
I don't know. I just guessed the number on there. You tell me what they're going to be at. Are they going to be at 100?
You never can tell.
What'd you guess?
48.12.
I did 64.4.
Greg?
He gone.
The dude here.
I guess 58. 58.
58 even?
Yep.
All right. There you go.
I did 64.4.
So what's that per day?
21 and some change a day.
Yeah, that's not bad. What's 48? That's like 15 pounds a day? 16?
I'll probably have to go up a little bit.
Yeah. Probably need to. I'm going to look and see. Huh?
I got to do a little more search. See,
I'm going to look and see what they caught the last time.
All Vegas odds. Vegas knows.
Greg, we can't hear you.
Can't hear me?
No, you.
Hello.
You got no internet, dude.
I got internet.
Yeah, you get the best internet in a 6-block radius. The only internet in the 6-block radius.
Stole it from everybody.
Stole it from everyone. I'm telling you.
Does Vegas have any say in the Bassmaster Classic?
No.
When are we going to start betting on fishing?
Are we going to do our
Never.
Drain the Lake team?
Yeah, we can.
Okay.
I don't like this old grown-up Coach Stuart Morgan.
He's trying to go to bed.
I know.
I got kids, bro.
Hear that?
What year did they fish that? What year was that?
Let's go, Moose.
My name ain't Matt Pengrack. I don't know.
When y'all play again, Stu?
Tuesday at Gina. You should come.
Yeah, that's a little far. Y'all ever play up this way?
We play at
Or is that the
Caldwell.
closest y'all come? Okay.
Caldwell ain't
That
far
wouldn't be
from
too
you.
bad. At Caldwell?
Caldwell's beating everybody right now too, by the way.
Are they?
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
pretty good.
speaking of high school, Louisiana high school baseball, did you see West Monroe was ranked number 2, and it went down to Catholic and got swept, and now they're not even in the top 25. That's crazy.
2016, Edwin Evers won it with 60 pounds, 7 ounces.
Ooh. Smoke.
He didn't have forward facing sonar.
No, but he had like a 35-pound bag on the final day. So half his weight was in one fishing day.
Well, he did good.
Cliff Pace won it in 2013 with 54.12. Yeah, I'm going to have to bump mine up a little bit. Looks like it.
Well, go click your edit button down there so we can all see what you pick.
Yep, here we go. Edit. I'm going to go 58 even.
Same thing Greg did.
Oh, okay, never mind. I'm going to go something different.
Pitiful. Pitiful.
Huh?
That's pitiful.
59. Golly, I don't know. It's so hard guessing these weights. I'll probably switch it again. I'm gonna look on some social media posts, see what I can see what they're catching. All right, moving on over to where do we go? Drain the lake. There we go.
Dude, can you just admit to everybody that forward-facing sonar, just you still got to know how to fish?
Yeah, you still got to know how to fish. You got to know how to.
You gotta know how to throw that little minnow right in its mouth. That's all you gotta know.
But it ain't the same. I mean, it ain't the same. Fishermen are saying it. So, hot topic. They need to do something.
Do you think you would enjoy it if you used it and knew how to do it?
Well,
And what's that?
you have to know how to do it to compete, so there ain't no doubt. I would enjoy it if I was competing. Yeah, but the thing that I don't like about it is not that forward-facing sonar is a thing. It's that now they've got 3, 4, 5 forward-facing transducers on their boat, and
Yep.
and you just
Where's it stop?
they won't let you fish with an Alabama rig. Trust me, I've thrown an Alabama rig. They don't just jump out of the water to eat it. Okay.
Have you ever caught a fish on an Alabama rig?
Mm-hmm.
Greg, have you?
Yeah. Not multiple fish though. Have you ever caught multiple fish from an Alabama rig?
I have.
Come on, Perk.
But I am guessing that I throw it
How many?
out of the three of us. I'm guessing that I throw it
The most.
more than y'all.
Yeah, I haven't caught many.
I'm either drop shot or Alabama rig. That's it. It's the only thing I need.
They won't let you fish with a double fluke rig.
Yeah, what's the deal with that? A little donkey rig, right?
I guess the hook companies and the fluke making companies don't give enough money to. I can't fathom why you can have multiple forward-facing transducers on your shaft, but you can't have 2 flukes on your line.
Yeah.
It
I
whatever.
hadn't really thought about that, but that is wild. Well, Bob?
Huh?
Or were you joking about that?
What?
They were trying to. Hey, come on, Perk. They were trying to pass legislation in that Wisconsin or Minnesota.
Yeah,
somewhere.
no, they are. Wisconsin's trying to pass legislation to outlaw 360 and forward-facing sonar. I text my cousin and was like, "Hey," because I think he's got both of them. I said, "Hey man, look at this. Is this deal?" He's like, "Yeah." He said, "You better hold on to your boat because you might be able to get my my stuff cheap if they outlaw it." That just doesn't make any sense to me.
I don't think having one on your boat is the all that bad. I just think it's another expense for everybody that wants to just go out and just try to just have fun fishing and do it as a recreational thing, and then have a chance to compete at the same time. Like if we go fish the Despino Tire Tournament, we've done it and we've caught fish. I mean, like we've done well without any of that stuff. Heck, we were fishing the Big Bass Splash for years without Spotlight trolling motor, and we thought, man, when we really get this Spotlight, we're going to be home.
When we get Spotlight, watch out.
You know.
Yeah, well,
and it does.
And Spotlight does help.
100% it helps.
Because we were fishing the Big Bass Splash, the three of us, in each of our own boats. And I look over at you and your brother, and y'all are just locked in right there, casting, catching. I look over at Greg. He's sitting down in his boat, retying for like 45 minutes. But his boat is not moving.
What do you have to say about Bassmaster?
And then
What do you have to say about Bassmaster Classic?
We're live.
My boat is all over the place. Hey, you're live on YouTube. Oh, she gone. But yeah, my boat is like
on YouTube.
all
Live
over.
on YouTube.
Dr. Uzi, come on now.
I know, right? Y'all were just locked in just there, and I make a catch, and I'm 50 yards away because the wind's blowing after I get it in, and then it takes me 45 minutes to get back to my spot, and I finally catch one. Meanwhile, I'm watching Stuart and his brother just have reel them in. Now they weren't real big fish, but we got on this point, and they were just like cast after cast after cast. I'd catch one, and then just float all over the dang place, and finally get back to where I could cast right and catch another one. But yeah.
Speaking of which, if it would have been catch, weigh, release format, we'd have done good that day.
We're really good at that. We are really good at that 1.5, 2 pound bass.
No, but I will say, for whatever reason that week, I found fish better than I ever found them before that week.
Yeah.
And didn't get a check. Or did I get the last check one time?
You also went WWE off the front of your boat.
I was tired and angry. If you want this YouTube channel, we could never reenact that. That would just
no.
But, yeah.
We just wish we had our cameras rolling.
What about that old
point?
woman sitting on the bank going, "Oh Lord, they fighting"?
The guy next to me goes, "Oh man, are they all right?" I said, "Yeah, it's just some brotherly love." He said, "Oh, okay, good." And he just went back to doing whatever he was doing.
Boom.
I'm backing Greg in, and like I look over and I just see y'all just going, "Shoo!" I look in the mirror and Greg's like, and I was like, "What the heck? What is going on here?"
I got hot. I'm telling you, I got a lot of stupid in me whenever I get to that point. And that day I was at that point, and it's all good. It's all love.
That's right. All right, let's hear you wanted it. You called it out. Let's go. Throw us your
I think Hank
roster.
Cherry. I like Hank Cherry. I just never know, and I hadn't done as good a job this year. Looking at the whole schedule and trying to pick for my drain of the lake based on regions and all that, but
I think we've got Alabama, at the end, like in June. So I think you got like maybe a South Carolina lake, a Florida lake up north, and an Alabama lake.
Yeah, well, so I'm going Hank Cherry, Jason Christie, Kenta Kimura.
Ooh.
I think he's always dangerous. Tyler Williams. I really think he's got a chance. Pat Schlapper. Picking him. Luke Palmer, Oklahoma guy. Matt Messer. And Matt Aaron.
Well, we got a lot of the same dudes.
I'm just feeling that.
Did Greg leave?
Who knows?
Greg left?
There he goes.
Back. It froze. I don't know what happened. I couldn't hear y'all.
Yeah, you don't have internet. That's what happened.
I lost y'all after. Did he get a check?
Did you pick Drain the Lake?
No, not yet.
All right, I'll go through mine, and y'all can see mine on the screen. But Jason Christie, Joey Fuentes, Cody Huff, Hunter Shryock, Luke Palmer, Hank Cherry, Matt Airy, and Adam Rasmussen. Sturgeon Bay. I don't know. All I know is Sturgeon Bay in May is the place to be. So man. So that's the roster. That's it. Boom. Folks, that's how you win this next event, the Bassmaster Classic on fantasy fishing. Right there, we gave you all the inside details. It's free. If you haven't signed up, that's okay. You may be hard to win the grand prize, but they give out huge, nice, really cool prizes each event. So all you got to do is luckily pick the right roster, and this is your best chance to pick the right roster because you won't have anyone that finishes below 50th place.
Or so.
Or, 53rd, 54th, well, however many they got. But you won't have a 96th place and a 78th place and a 64th on your roster and only have 800 points. You're going to have probably 1,000 minimum on this tournament. So this is the one to do it. This is the one to get started on. If you haven't already, go over to BassmasterFantasy.com, I believe, and put in your email, create a password, and you're going.
All right. So, have you been watching any of the Alabama Bass Council guy stuff?
I am a Bass Council.
Have you watched any of his stuff lately?
I mean, randomly. Are you talking about when he's going to have a sit down with Floyd Buckets?
Well, I don't know. I just wonder how much stuff that he talks about is actually true and how much of it's just comedy.
I don't know. Probably both.
What kind of dog is that, Greg?
Jack Russell.
It looks like it wants to
Name's Titan.
bite you right on the cheek.
Mm-hmm.
You want to bite? No, I don't want kissing him out.
Ugh.
That's only for Mr. Bob.
Ugh.
All right. Well, hey, the comeback starts this week.
Tomorrow.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Are y'all going up there? Are you going to the Classic this weekend?
No, won't be there. Hey, shout out my buddy Colby Miller.
Heck yeah. That dude is on a tear right now.
Won a Bass Cat boat. Won a Brandon Belt tournament on Rayburn with his partner
Nice.
Cole Moore. $150,000 cash and prize deal. Won it by ounces.
When was that?
Last
week.
Last weekend? 2 weekends ago?
Nice.
Same weekend as Fork?
That's awesome.
No.
It's kick a butt and take a day is what he's doing.
Yep.
And he deserves it. He works hard. And been doing it for a long time. Graduated high school and committed to that. I think he spent 1 year fishing as a co-angler on the Costas, and then been fishing as a pro ever since. He qualified for the FLW / Tackle Warehouse / whatever tour. Fished it and was a lot of times just ounces out of check range, right? Ounces out of qualifying for the RIP Forest Wood Cup or whatever. And now, he's won a BFL. He's won a Costa or Toyota, whatever it is. Won a Brandon Belt.
Is it all on Rayburn and Toledo, or is it several different?
At West Point, he finished in the top 10 where Tyler Stewart won.
Nice.
Top 10 that event. So, I mean, he's just...
Greg, you trying to poke some holes in this dude's game or what?
No, goodness gracious. Just wondering.
So
I know he's good on those two lakes.
He's really good.
He's doing good. I'm proud of him. Shout out to him and Epic Baits, I think, is his main fishing, sponsor.
Is it Baits?
Epic Tungsten? I think it's Epic Baits now.
It might be.
Rusty Miller Farms. I always see him put that on his little hashtag. It's his daddy. He's a great guy. Great guy. So that's good. It's real good.
Yeah. Does he do that live scoping?
Big time.
I'm sure he does. Bob.
What?
You have to if you want to compete.
All right. Well, then guess what I am going to do for the first time in my life at the Big Bass Splash this year? I'm going to be competing. Yeah, I'm going to be in a boat that's competing.
We'll see if it's the fisherman or if it's live scope.
Greg will be up there.
Get down there and practice, though. If you just go down there all willy-nilly just thinking you're going to zoom around and find them, you might as well just ride through.
No, we don't need to. Dude, there's 7,000 anglers in this tournament. Those dudes will already have the fish found. We're just going to pull up next to them and find them on the scope. And then we're going to catch them.
Pick them apart.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's all we're going to do. Oh, look at, hey, Greg, there's like 75 boats over there on that flat. We better get over there. We're just going to come in and shut it down and start casting like we own the place. Greg's gone, internet gone again.
Gone again. And just say you're just kidding before we get.
Huh?
Tell everybody you're just kidding.
For what?
You're not going to do that.
Go fishing with live scope?
Did you see Josh Jones' post? I never heard of this.
What?
Have y'all seen the Josh Jones post? I saw on
No, we haven't
Facebook.
seen you either.
I guess he called it real. He said he had to leave a few catches out to prevent the hole buzzards. Never heard that term before.
Never heard of hole buzzards?
Well, they're going to know who we are on that Sam Rayburn because it's going to be the biggest, tallest suckers y'all ever seen in a boat.
and an 18-foot boat.
That's right.
Hey, you're that drop shot guy.
Yeah. Hey, you're that. Oh, you're the guy with the green champion that drop shots out here in Toledo Bend. Well, I do have a green champion, and I do drop shot, but I'm not that guy. No, you are. Like these two dudes. It's not me. Trust me, I'm not out here catching any fish that is worth telling anybody about. 10 minutes later, I was like, huh?
Is Stewart going to try to make a day?
No, Stewart's going to be in the playoffs, dude. That's the opening round. Like, they play like a 5-game series on opening round. Then you get to the semifinals, and they do just one game. And then you get to the championship game in LHSA, and they play 3 innings with a courtesy runner each inning to start, and that's how they win the championship.
I thought it's a coin flip the first round.
First round's just coin flip. That's right. Best out of 5. Tink. Tink. All right, you're moving on. Man, oh man, that's fun.
It is what it is.
You come fish Sunday, Stuart.
No, they'll be playing. They play like all those days.
I just wish we
I
could
know,
practice
Sunday.
right now. I mean, I'm telling you, all we can do is play games. We can't even get out there and practice.
Talking about practice?
Yeah,
Not a game. Not a game. You talking
what?
about? We in here talking about practice.
we need practice.
Nobody practices anyway.
The people don't know how to practice anymore. Heck, it's hard to run a practice these days. You got to explain everything, the why behind all of it, because they probably haven't done a whole lot of it in their life. Now, my group's different. They practice, but it's getting to the point to where that's not what it is. Like Keegan's school ball team, or Dixie team,
Mm-hmm.
they're probably going to practice once a week. He's playing basketball right now. They practice one time a week for 1 hour, and then play a game or 2 games depending on the schedule on a Saturday.
Yeah.
And just the world's so busy now. I mean, it's so busy. Everybody's got their irons in so many different fires. I'm assuming that's what it is.
Are you saying he needs to be practicing more?
Yeah.
What?
Bob says you got to play games to get better in basketball.
He doesn't need to be practicing more than an hour a week.
Okay.
Bob,
How many practice
that's why the
days?
Europeans are whooping all these Americans.
Are they?
Ask any of the anglers out there if they think fishing once a week is going to get them to where they need to be on tournament level.
All right. When I go, if I get to the Classic, I'm going to ask them if they think that my 8-year-old fishing once a week is enough fishing for him right now to get to where y'all are.
YouTube it.
And they'll say, yeah. Kids' attention span isn't longer than that. You can't go 2 hours a night because after the first 30 minutes, they are done.
I don't agree with that.
I do. You're a baseball coach. You should agree with it more than anyone.
Why?
Because in baseball, you have to go stand out in the field for half of the game and never get a ball, and then just still be locked in, ready for when that opportunity comes that you can go make the right play, and you're not just zoned out because there's been one hit this whole game and it didn't get out of the infield.
It is what it is.
That's got to be. I mean, to me, I feel like that would be the hardest thing to be locked into, right?
No, because you only have to stay focused for such short amounts of time.
Yeah.
Like a pitch gets thrown, you're locked in, then the catcher throws it back. Pitcher toes the rubber, so you may look around or you may have a practice swing out in the outfield. I don't know. See the pitcher come set, now you get locked in, you do your creep steps, the pitch gets thrown, nothing happens, okay. So they're moving everything to block schedules. So what you're saying is they should shorten class. They shouldn't have 55-minute classes if 30 minutes is as much as they can pay attention, but everybody's going to 90-minute classes. Because they got
because then it's less classes. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, but you got to stay
100%.
locked in longer.
Yeah, but you only have to know 3 classes. I was block schedule through high school. One of the classes was PE, and the other 3 classes, you only had 3 classes at any given time. So you only had to know 3 classes worth of stuff, not 7.
I pee every day.
Y'all weren't on A-Day, B-Day?
We rotate it.
No,
Yeah,
we were
we
blocks.
rotated,
We were
so we
real block schedule
Our
in
first
a,
class
in
we
a
had back
state not last in education.
You're a hater.
No, I'm not. It's facts.
What's the average
Huh?
time of action in a baseball game, in a 9-inning baseball game?
35 seconds.
Total through the whole game.
How long does it take to throw a pitch?
Less than a second.
Okay, so there's 100 pitches each team throws in a baseball game, so there's 100 seconds.
Hits, runs, overthrows.
And then, so if someone's on base, is that considered action the entire time they're on base?
I don't
I
know.
wouldn't say that. I'm talking about
conversation
like when
ain't
the
gonna go
balls
very
hit,
far.
plays are being made.
Probably less than
18.
7 minutes.
It's 10:30. I'm gonna go to bed. How many viewers did we have watching?
I think we got up to about 750. But then that dog got on screen and they all left.
Well,
You see. I'll talk to you after we get done with this. Let's end this thing. All right, y'all. Bassmaster Classic. Thanks for joining us. Get on there. It'll be on Bass Live, Fox Sports. Get up to Tulsa. Go to the deal. They got lots of free stuff you can get. Cool deals on gear and all kinds of stuff at the expo. So if you're around that area, get into it. If not, just get on Fantasy Fishing and watch it on Bass Live. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time. See ya.
peace.